Hi there, I'm Christopher Knight again. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Polaris Outdoor 4-Light Pendant. This is going to be the 3640-213. There are matching wall sconces. Check them out because they are rather fabulous. It's also a post light. Okay, moving on from there. Let's talk about how you're going to use this. A lot of people are going to be using this inside, even though it is an outdoor fixture. So there's a little difference between outdoor stuff and indoor stuff. You can always use outdoor things inside. You can't use inside stuff outside. Outdoor fixtures are going to be having to use coastal finishes, which I'll get into more in this video later on. Also, the materials are aluminum versus iron, another big difference, but we'll talk about that a little later. But we are going to talk about how this works as an adjustable pendant, because you know, if you've watched any of my videos on the Hubbardton Forge inside pendants that use the telescoping rods, you can't use a rod like that on this fixture because it's outside and moisture can get into the gap where it telescopes. So instead, Hubbardton Forge came up with a very clever way of giving you a variety of these pipes, and these pipes are going to use couplings, and you're going to use them in different ways to get you to the height that you want to get. So they're going to be furnishing you with two pieces that are 12 inches, one piece that's 6, one piece that's 3, and the couplings, and put them all together. So it's going to allow this to be as short as 18 inches or as long as 48 inches, and that's going to be overall height from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself. So at 18 inches, you can use this as a semi-flush if you guys want to, which is awesome. But if you need this to be longer than that 48 inches, just email me, and we'll talk about customs in just a second, how we do all that. Let's get into the size of the body of the fixture, and that's going to be independent of those pipes. So that's really just the bottom part of this. That's going to be 13.4 inches tall, and we know this is a square, 32.2 by 32.2. So that's going to be the size of the body of the fixture itself. Canopy on the ceiling, it's going to be 5-inch round going over your 4-inch junction box. And I want to show you more details on that. How we do that is we look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on HandmadeInVermont.com, look over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. So that's going to show you how all these pieces go together to get your adjustable ranges. It's going to show you how this goes onto the junction box. Very simple stuff, how it all goes together. It's going to show you that it's going to be shipping with this tool. This tool is a retaining ring tool. This is a retaining ring. This holds kind of everything together. There's one of these built into the accent, and then there's another one holding the glass on. It merely just fits in the end of this. This takes the place of your hand, and you should have no problem with this. Never throw this away. Just put it in some drawer in your kitchen someplace and look at it for about 20 years wondering what it is. Okay, so why don't we talk about a couple other little things on the custom part of this. It's not slope ceiling adaptable because the slope ceiling knuckle you see on all the other Hubbardton Forge indoor fixtures could let moisture in. So this is not slope ceiling adaptable as standard product if you want to use it inside. If you want to do a couple things, if you want this to be longer than the long, like I talked about a minute ago, if you want it to be slope ceiling adaptable so it can go on here with the knuckle that makes it come down, those are custom things. And there's also another custom thing, which would be if you're in the state of California and you're pulling Title 24 compliancy permits. In other words, if you're doing new construction or a renovation in California and they're making you pull permits and they're making you do this kind of thing, which is a GU24 socket, or if you're building a LEED certified building and they're making you do the same thing, this is a custom too. So the beauty of Hubbardton Forge is we can build these things to these custom ways. I need to tell me what you need. So you basically email me and you say you're looking at the 3640-213. You need it to be overall height of 100 inches from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, or you need it to be slope ceiling adaptable, or you need a G24 socket. I take that email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department, comes back to me with a quote, adds a little time and money, but we do it all the time. So don't be afraid to ask. It's free to ask the questions, okay? This is 20 pounds. I think I might have mentioned that it goes over a standard junction box. And let's talk about a couple other things too. So let's talk about sockets, which is pretty important. It's going to be using as a standard incandescent socket. However, you can use LEDs, and you guys all will be using LEDs, I imagine. The recommended bulb is an A19 bulb. That's this guy here. And you can use the old-fashioned ones too. I recommend doing these kind of clear ones. I think this is going to provide a nice crisp light going through that accent. And I also, beyond that, think you should do a T10 bulb. The reason for that is when you're assembling this whole thing, and you at the very end of the process and you're putting this in, it's easier to start off with this instead. So if you use a T10 bulb, and this is used in exit signs, it's used all over the place. So it's in every hardware store because there are exit signs everywhere. Comes frosted, comes clear. You can get it as an incandescent. This is an LED. Generally, they top out about 60-watt equivalent LEDs. They even come longer, and which means you get more lumens out of them. So you might want to go with that. But the cool thing about it is this goes right over it. So when you're putting this all together, if you put this in first, then when you're putting the retaining rings on, you just take it out and it's already there. So you don't have to put the bulb in later on. And there's no limit as far as wattage goes when you get into LEDs because they barely use any electricity and they don't generate heat. The A19 bulb, if you want to go with that, is going to be 100 watt max, but that's for an incandescent because incandescents generate heat. Okay, so all those little details. Let's get into, well, I'll get more into finishes in a bit, but the accent that's going to be on this is going to be available in 2 different types. So you're going to see coastal gold next to me, and the other accent is going to be coastal silver. Watch the videos I did on the sconces because I get into detail on those. The accent, and I get into detail on the glass, how beautiful it is. Okay, there you go. Let's talk about something else. Same kind of idea. They only use aircraft grade aluminum to make all of their outdoor lighting, and the reason they do that is because aluminum holds up better than any other material in harsh, extreme weather. When you go out and you're out in the world, look up and you'll see those jet airlines flying up there way above your head. They're all made out of aluminum for a reason because it holds up beautifully, it welds beautifully, it doesn't rust, it's very light, and it's just the best material to use outside. So on top of that, they have developed these outdoor baked epoxy powder coats that can go over this and make them pretty much indestructible, and we're going to talk about that right now. So how they do this, you'll notice in the picture next to me, there's a picture of a woman, and she's actually shooting powdered finish at the fixture, and they take the fixture, let's say this is the fixture to begin with, okay? They wire it up with a wire here, a wire coming down. They run a small amount of electricity through it to make it positive. And what that does, it makes it attract everything around it. So when she's over there spraying little bits of powdered finish, what it's going to do, it's going to go over the entire fixture. It's going to get into every nook, every cranny, top, bottom, sides, the whole thing. They're going to take that fixture, they're going to put it into an oven. That's going to melt that down and make it into a hard epoxy shell. And it makes it, incredibly strong. Because they do this, and these things have been tested in these wind chambers where they have shot, salty seawater at them, basically, because that's what's going to happen on a beach, right? Where a lot of these things are going to end up. They had to really do that to make sure that they're going to hold up for you. And because they have done that, they offer the best warranty for the entire lighting industry. And you can see that over on the left-hand side of your screen. Limited lifetime warranty for residential use, and check it out, and it'll really make you feel better about their products. Okay. Moving on from there, why don't we talk about our showroom in Vermont. We have over 350 Hubbardton forged fixtures spread across 2 floors. We actually have a What's on Display page on our website. It's over on the red tabs over on the left-hand side of your screen, so you can open up that and check it out. Showroom has also a clearance center. So clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's an amazing deal for you. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you guys are going to come visit us, do me a favor, bring a big SUV, if you can, if you have one, only because the boxes are set up for shipping. Measure everything you can think of. So measure with a measuring tape, measure your ceilings, measure counters, tables, distances between junction boxes and things like ceilings, because if you're looking, you want to make sure when you're looking at these things that they're going to be able to be used by you for your needs, okay? And then also bring an iPad. If you guys are doing a project and you have a tablet laying around at home, take pictures with that. Take pictures and you can bring that tablet in and we can go through all those pictures together and look and see what you guys are doing, and I can help you out on that, okay? So when you buy your Hubbardton forged fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else does that. Some larger items, generally big things on pallets and custom things, are going to be non-returnable. We'll always tell you that on the page for it, so just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then on top of all that, we offer a rush program. So in order for you to get all of these different finishes, Hubbardton Forge doesn't stock. It takes generally about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. We can cut that time in half, and it is super, super inexpensive. A lot of people don't even know about it. If you want to know about it, the best thing to do is just drop me a quick email, sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. You can also call 802-446-2400 during business hours. And so I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time if you guys want to talk to me. And then you can email us 7 days a week at sales@HandmadeInVermont.com, and we spell out the word Vermont. So I think that kind of wraps things up on this. You guys have any questions at all, let me know. Thank you for stopping in today. Take care. Bye-bye.